let us give a rousing applause to Mahathir to share on contesting title Speak Like a Champ. Speak Like a Champ.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick check first. If online people can see me, if I see myself, I can see me. Okay, I'm going to test the projector for a while. Oh, no. Okay. My slides? Oh, it's in the WhatsApp group. No worries. Let's take a few seconds. I will do something first. Impromptu speech. Yeah, I started the WhatsApp group. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Mahathir, and to answer an impromptu question that was impromptu thrown at me, I've contested since 2016. Yeah, not by choice, because I was, instead of choice, it was more of a driving force. Because at that time, I had a lot of people that I look up to when it comes to contesting. One of them, I think some of you may know, Sim Bok-san. Some other person is also in this room. He's standing at the back there. Yeah. So I still remember very vividly, one day in my humorous speech and evaluations workshop, I managed to somehow clear the club level. So I was like, okay, not bad. So I entered the area level, and you want to guess who is my test speaker for the day? Robert Ram, in an area contest, So it was very difficult for all of us, really difficult. It was so difficult, I didn't get to pass also. But I think because of the experience, it helped me to learn and to see the value of contesting as well. And seeing people like Robert Ram and many other speakers gave me the inspiration like, wow, if they can do it, I think I got a shot at this as well. If only I put in the hard work and dedication. Yeah, so in 2017, the first time I joined the international speech contest, I managed to reach area, but then I got the place. And I remember driving home feeling very emo, very sad. The place, wow, I worked so hard, I prepared my speech 2 days in advance for please don't try this at home. Yeah, so because of the experience, I knew that for my 2018 experience, I have to start earlier. And I got a mentorship by Sims and finally made it to division. But then I lost again. This time by another guy called Gurmeet Singh. So I was thinking to myself, why am I so unlucky to meet people in contests like this? I always find the tough people, So in international speech, I meet Gurmeet. In evaluation, I'll meet another former champion, not champion, but many times he's there, Chen Jun, right? So I always cannot pass, always got wrong. But for more information on that later, it was in the slides. So I'm going to get there. I hope that's enough little topics. Okay, welcome to Speak Like a Champ for those online and those on site. I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. My mission is to help you, of course not to really speak like a champ because I'm not a champ yet, but of course to see what are some of the learnings and lessons that I've gotten throughout this journey to help you in your contesting journey. And for those who can't contest, maybe for next year or next 2 years. Okay? The first thing I'd like you to do is please stand. Please stand for those online, also those on the physical, please stand, Online, you try to find some space, okay? And what I'd like you to do is to find a line, to form a line. Either at the front, or somewhere, just form a line. Doesn't matter where the line is, as long as you form a line. Cool, wow, nice.
You got space for me.
Depends how much ice cream I do. Okay, it can be anywhere, it can be behind there, so it's okay, it's alright. So I want you to remember that this is the first area that you're in, alright? And I want you to step forward if you agree to these statements. Can we do that? Yes. Cool. Number one, joining speech contests is one way to become a better speaker. We can agree to that, right? Yeah. Number two, there's no losing in contests, only learning.
Yes.
Okay, last one. I won a speech contest at any level. Nice. Okay, so we can see, right? There's so many steps. There's no walking backwards, But right now, if you were to take a look at where you are now, looking back, wouldn't you agree that you have made progress?
Yeah.
So being here today is also another step forward, for us to learn how to be a better contestant. So thank you. You may go back to your seat. So for today, there's only two things that I'm going to cover. Number one is the attitudes of a champion, and number two is how do we speak like a champion. So let's start with the first one, which is the attitude of a champion. And I'm going to categorize this in 4 R's. Reason, reach out, refine, replan, report. So let's start with the first one, reason. Most of the time when we join contests, there are probably a few types of reasons. Number one, they do not have enough contestants, so you're forced to. Correct or not? It happens, But there are also times when we tell ourselves, you know what, I want to challenge myself to grow, so I'm going to join the contest. But what is the reason behind you joining a contest? So here's what I like you to do. With the partner, maybe 3 of you could be one partner, the 2 of you could be one partner. Very simple activity. In your partner group, please choose who is A, who is B. After sit next to your partner, better to sit with your partner. Okay, but for those online, don't worry. Take a piece of paper and you take a piece of pencil. Okay. Here's what I like you to do for online. For online, I just want you to write your answers, and you're going to keep writing. For those online, on site, partner A will be the person who will ask the partner B first. You'll ask something to partner B, okay? So you are going to ask partner B, why are you contesting? Or why do you want to contest? And then, for the next 30 seconds, your only question is why? That's it. Partner B, you keep finding the answer. Got it? Those online, you write down your why. Until we find the root of your reason. Ready? Let's take 30 seconds. Partner A, ask partner B first.
Both of us cannot contest.
Hey, you contested before, correct or not? Alright, let's go. 30 seconds.
My first impression, so I only discovered some of them.
Yeah, try it. It's more fun. It's one experience giving us outside and then I think the partner that you will like afterwards and you realize that's how it gets and how you I want to be a bit stronger and I feel like there's actually just going out
And time! Awesome. Now, for those online, I'm sure you may have a list of your whys already. And for those on site, you probably feel like, why are they asking themselves, why? You feel stressful to find why. But the why is almost like your fuel to keep going in contest, right? Because as champions, we need to have this fuel. It is an 8-month-long journey, right? Imagine you have to fill in your tank for 8 months of driving. And if you burn out halfway, gone. You don't have the mindset or attitude of a champion. Okay? So now let's reverse the role. Partner B, interrogate A. Ready? Let's go.
Like why after?
Why in the second round? Write out your final statements. 3, 2, 1. Time. Ooh, nice. Okay. Awesome. So all of us have our deep reason, yeah, our view, yeah. So let's go in. Okay. I want to just check a little bit from maybe one online and one physical to share with me what was the deep-rooted reasons. Yeah? Oh yeah, sure, Anita, go ahead.
Message to share.
Okay. Wow. Because you want to inspire people, you want to influence as a message. Very powerful. Maybe one more from the room this side. What is your deep-rooted why?
To build confidence.
Wow, to build confidence. Totally agree. Now for those online, can I get one person to just unmute and share? This usually is a bit wonky, but let's see. I give 10 seconds. Then, oh, good. Oh, alamak, it's just Robert lah. Dr. Saras je. Saya ingat ada engagement. Okay, let's see. Alright, yes, you can type in the chat, but no worries, while they are typing in the chat, let's move on to the next segment first, yeah? So now that we have the reason, we know why we are competing, we have the fuel, the next thing every champion needs to do is to put ourselves down and say that, okay, my ego needs to stay down, I have to reach out, yeah? Because some champions, some winners have already walked the path, made the mistakes, so that we don't have to make those mistakes anymore. But if we think that we have to do it our way all the time, that's where we're going to get stuck. Correct? To prove this point, let's get a volunteer. Someone from this room. The first name I hear will be my volunteer. Alright, cool. Thank you, Robert. Robert, your job is simple. Yeah. Please come here first. Very simple mission only, okay? Robert's mission is to find this. Yeah, within 1 minute. That's it. Okay? But Robert's not going to be in this room now. Robert's going to go outside.
Don't worry, Robert, I won't tell you where.
Hey, Mister. Okay. So, those online and those here, you will know what I'm going to do.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, alright. So, don't say anything. Don't say anything. But if he does ask you, feel free to tell him warmer, colder. Yeah, warmer, colder. But don't tell him where is it. If he asks, yeah, if he asks. Nearer, farther. If it's nearer, warmer. If it's further, colder.
It's near.
Okay. So it could be anywhere in this room, even in the back seat, in the lights, I don't know where. Your 1 minute starts now.
You ready?
Okay, wait up. We let him try first. We let him try first.
It's very cold. Still cold. Robert, look at me, I'll tell you. Cold. School. Good. Warm. Okay, warm. Slightly warm.
20 seconds, Robert.
is gold. That is gold.
Still gold.
That is gold.
Gold.
That is gold.
Time, freeze! Okay, so Robert was not able to find. No worries, Robert still have round 2 to try. Okay, so Robert, please come this way. Okay, now this time, I'd like you to remain absolutely silent. If he asks you, guys, where is it? Then you tell him, okay, it's warmer or it's cold. Okay, so we're gonna change the place now. You are evil.
Oh
Who might help?
no. Easy to find out.
Okay, Robert, round 2. You may start your search there, maybe easier from there, I don't know. And 1 minute starts now.
Now no. Panas. Huh.
Never expected.
30 seconds, Robert.
Nasi lemak panas. Nasi lemak sejuk. Nasi lemak sejuk.
Very difficult. Hopefully people can bear that.
Let's just help Robert a bit. The people in this room know the answer.
Oh,
There's only one thing you have to do.
Fast.
Cold. It's colder.
It's cold.
There we go. Wow. Yeah. So for those online, yes, Robert has managed to found the marker pen. So what have you learned from this activity? Anyone share?
And you
Yeah.
Need to reach out.
Correct, reaching out. Sometimes if we do it on our own, it will take us a long time to find the marker. And think of the marker as our speaking goals, whether it's to win the WCPS, or to just win club contest, or just join a contest, or just to do a project speech. Sometimes we need to ask people for guidance and advice to help us get there faster. Okay? Now the third R, and that's called refine. Refine, I think, is very straightforward. Every champion has to refine their speeches, correct? So I want you to take a guess right now. What is the quote that every speech crafter needs to remember? Take a wild guess. There's a quote that every speech crafter needs to know. It's online, you can type as well.
Evaluation is the breakfast of champions.
50%. Okay. Some more?
Consistency is key.
I'll give you a hint. Great speeches are not blank, they are blank.
Great speeches are not created, they are made.
No.
They're not written, they're generated by ChatGPT.
The last one is rewritten, but I don't know what the second word is. Great speeches are not blind, but
Not
they
born.
rewritten.
Combination of what Robert said first, before the ChatGPT came in.
Not generated, not
Not?
Created.
Yeah, they are.
experienced.
Very good. I'll share. Great speeches are not written, they are rewritten. Yeah, so every speaker, every champion needs to go through this process. if you actually ask those champions, maybe like Aaron Beverly, people like Cyril Jr., or maybe even Louisa this year, you ask them how many versions of your speech there are, they will tell you it could be in the 30, 40, 50s, hundreds even. Yeah? So we need to keep this in mind. If you're joining this journey, please refine your speech. What you give at the club will not have the same effect as what you will give in the area contest. It has to be better. Yeah? Last one, replenish and record. Every great speaker will need to find time to replenish and record their stories. Replenish simply means go out and live life. We need to do things that we are not comfortable doing or things that we don't normally do. Only then we get stories to tell people. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So here's what I'd like to challenge you and to really force you to think right now. What is a story that you can think of that happened within this week? It doesn't have to be an essay, yeah? It could just be a simple thing. Man, carry, handbag, I saw in the mall, right? Yeah? Something that you thought that is worthy of writing down. So I'm going to challenge you in just 1 minute, write something down, an experience that you had in this week itself. What would that be? Yeah, so those online can type in the chat, yeah? What is an experience that you had within this week?
Cat on the head. It's okay, like I didn't
So we're going to get one from online, one from on-site to share with us. So online people, please do type in your stories in the chat. I saw a lot of beautiful quotes there. Robert Brown, man with hat on the head. Cheesing the dog. An elevator in a semi-detached house. Not bad. Interesting. Online escape game with my department across Australia, New Zealand, Asia, involving 70 staff. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And this one is interesting. Tenant lost and found his kitten. Cool. Now, with the stories that you've already recorded, here is the next step, which can get a little bit tricky. What is a learning lesson you got from that experience? What is something that you feel like, what can I learn from this? Or something that I can see an angle of learning? So I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. What is that learning? That angle. So if you saw a man with a cat on his head, what do you learn from that? Oh yeah. Beauty is a life practice. Yes. Oh, very good. Not bad. Pravin, my dog ate my food. What's my learning lesson? I don't know.
Don't trust, man. Yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah, I should have fed more. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I'm going to get a few to share on site, yeah? So maybe I'm going to get Mr. Ravindra, right? Yeah, Ravindra, yeah.
Let's go.
What's the story? What is the learning?
So what I learned was actually underestimate. I used to go for my morning walks, and these two old Chinese ladies overtook me, and it made me feel like you are driving a BMW, a brand new BMW on the highway at 110, and suddenly a very old classic Mercedes just overtakes you, giving out the smoke and making you feel my smoke.
Nice. And what you learn from that, if you were to translate it to the audience to learn something, what would it be?
Never underestimate. And learn how to learn from the seniors.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. Let's give it a hand. Well done. Awesome. Alright, so you have your stories as well. Please go up and live life, replenish and record your stories. Quick check. What is the 4 R's that we covered again?
Reason.
Child. Refine.
Replenish and record.
Very good. So now that we have the attitude of a champ, what's next? Let's see how we can speak like a champ. And from all the contests that I've seen so far, there's only one thing that is prevailing, and that is to speak with authenticity. If I were to ask you right now, for those who have watched the World Championship this year, whether semis or finals, which is the speaker that you thought had the most authenticity when speaking?
Mahathir.
Well, who else? Like you felt that this person was just sharing a story. There was not much theatrics, not much action. Lisa, right? It's almost like she's sitting in a dinner table in front of you and just telling you a story, right? So this is what champions need to have. We need to speak with authenticity. We cannot be overly dramatic and theatrical. But aside from just speaking with authenticity, which sounds so simple, right? Let's take a deeper dive. What does that actually mean? It means that you are here, and who you are here should not be too far different from who you are there. Yeah? The person you are off stage and on stage should be closely related. Maybe with an extra bit of performance on stage, but not too much. It should be the same. This also means that it's all about speaking with the right passion and expression. So most of the time when we practice our speeches, we don't really feel the emotions as much as we should have. Or sometimes we may feel it too much, which becomes a drama or theatrics. So we have to find the right balance. So how do we do it? Let's practice visualizing first. It's as simple as this. Can you read for me? What does it say?
Let's speak authentically.
Very simple, right? Good. Can I get one volunteer from here, one volunteer from here? Okay, Arjun, very good. Ah, nice. Very good. 2 gentlemen, find it out. Yeah? No prize. Nasi lemak maybe.
Christmas.
Very simple job, okay? Okay, so maybe you can stand here, yeah? Yeah, very good. So, Arjun is going to say this time. Can you say that time?
Let's speak authentically.
Very good. Now, I want him to visualize this. Let's speak authentically. That sounds like you're whispering in bed. Need more.
Need more.
Need more.
Need more.
Yeah, need more pain.
Okay, something you're carrying over now. Okay. Let's speak authentically.
Okay, pass it over. Your turn to try.
Am I also carrying something here?
Yes.
Let's speak authentically.
Let's add on a twist here. You're carrying 2 bags here on your both left and right hand. Okay, maybe one can be okay. But they're really heavy and you're coming up. Visualize that. Okay, go.
I'm already practical person. Visualization from my scene. Let's speak authentically.
Face, not authentic. Authentic, please. Show the audience how it is.
What? Shy. Let's speak authentically.
Can you do more than that?
Yes.
Arjun, come on.
There is something in
No. The guest thing there. The guest thing. The guest thing.
Okay. Ready? Go.
Let's speak authentically.
Okay, now be better. Give him a hand. Well done. Your turn. same thing applies. Show the audience that you're really carrying something heavy.
Let's speak authentically.
Okay, not bad! Not bad, thank you very much. Okay, we have this. Okay, so the both of you, please choose the next volunteer.
I choose my respective CDD. 4651.
Yay! Right. Yeah, then you can go back to your seat, she will replace you. And you will choose.
Second.
Alright, good choice. Good choice. Same thing, yeah? Can you read one time?
Let's speak authentically. Let's speak authentically.
Good. Now for those online, feel free to try it out as the emotions are coming out, okay? Good. So I guess Hui will be first.
Yes.
So what are they going to visualize? Very simple, only. Still feeling sleepy and tired. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah.
With facial expression.
Yes.
Let's speak authentically.
Hello, still sleepy.
Did you realize that you so supposed to be? Let's speak authentically.
Not bad, give a hand. Thank you. Yes, Harshini, take it home.
Let's speak authentically.
Nice. Pass the mantle to the next speaker. Both of you. Yeah, please choose the next one.
I'm picking the pattern everyone.
Yes. Cool. Thank you. Cool. Okay, so what are they going to visualize? $1 million.
Oh my god.
Okay. Wow, let's play authentically! Oh!
Let's speak authentically.
Wow, this is a very good contender. Final one, choose the final person.
Gentlemen, yeah.
Alright, yes.
Okay. Matthew. Yeah.
Alright, Matthew versus Hurley. Good. Right. Speaking to a group of your buddies.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, let's speak authentically now. Oh. Yeah. Next.
Come on, let's speak authentically.
Alright, well done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so the one thing I want to remember is authentic speaking not only comes from the voice, but it's also how you showcase it, yeah, with your facial expression. Now, here is my final activity for you. Wow, look at this statement. Before that, when it comes to authentic speaking, it is also to identify the emotions behind every sentence. So if I were to ask you right now, the first sentence, what's the emotion?
Pain.
Pain, suffering, worry, Second statement?
Anger. Sadness.
Oh, anger, sadness, okay. Third one.
Showing love and
Love, empowering, right? And last one?
Request.
What's the feeling behind request?
Motivation.
Motivation?
Yeah.
Encouraging? Yeah. So easy, right? To just say, oh, this one should be like this one should be like that. Let's put them all together. Yeah, let's see how it sounds like. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to try your best to deliver this activity. Yeah? So that means I want you to really present it like you're really concerned about this. Okay? Those online as well, yeah, try, yeah? So I'm giving you 30 seconds. How would you do it? Cool, now we begin. The last one to raise their hands will go first. Thank you for volunteering. Okay, from where you are, present this. Make us feel it. Yeah, I want to see it, I want to hear it. Okay.
It's painful, you know. See many people suffering in today's world. What's going on? Poverty everywhere. And it's all because of some political agendas. Friends, we need to be more loving and more caring. Will you join me to support the people in need?
Alright. Okay, since you went, choose someone else for me.
Yeah. I'll go.
Yeah, alright, Anita. Okay. So Anita, I'll give you the mic, yeah? Yeah, put on my table. Should have come physically.
It's painful to see many people suffering.
Close up. Painful, huh?
It's painful to see many people suffering in this world. Wars are still going on, poverty, and even political agenda. Friends, we need to be more loving and caring. Will you join me
Yes.
to support the people who need?
Last one, pass it to someone else. Prefer this someone who hasn't talked as much as they should. Yes! Make us feel something.
It is painful to see so many people suffer in today's world. Wars are still going on, poverty, and even political agenda. Friends, we need to be more loving and more caring. Will you join me to support the people in need?
Okay, so if I were to deliver this, it will sound something like this. I'll try my best to make it as though I am who I am right now, how I'm speaking versus how I'm presenting. It's painful to see so many people suffering in today's world. Wars are still going on, poverty, political agendas. Friends, I think we need to be more caring, more loving. Will you join me to support and lend a hand to support the people in need? Now, something like that, right? Something like it's almost like a very casual conversation. And when you do that, and you can reach that fine point, you will really connect with people. Okay? So let's wrap everything up for today. Can you share with me what are the 4 R's of the attitude of a champion? Reason, reach out, refine, manage, and record. Wow, all reason. What about the 1A to speak like a champion? There you go, bingo. So with that, I hope that you can now speak like a champ. Remember, it's all about authenticity. Thank you very much. Q&A. My session for Q&A. All right.
Any Q&A?
Yes. Open for questions, guys. Any questions? Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the chat. You speak now. Do you have any questions? You're open for questions now. Take the opportunity to hear from him. Yes,
I do have a question for the board. Yeah. Okay, so the greatest of all time.
I was about to go back.
Okay, so Mark, I do have a question. When you talked about being authentic, right? So is there any tips to make that authenticity sound more natural rather than it's being practiced or sounding fake?
Okay.
Because some people, they sound authentic but they come out literally fake.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Very good question. There's a few ways to go about this, but if I were to summarize what Kajan is saying, how can we speak more authentically? Because sometimes it may still come out as fake, correct? Okay, a few ways. Number one, what you write needs to be how you speak. That's number one. It should not be essay type. When you do it essay type, it's not the way that you would normally present it. Because again, what you write is for the eyes. But when you speak, it's for the totally different. And how we capture that information is different. So we need to write as though as how we speak. That's number one. Number two, sometimes we cannot stay and play safe with our own comfort zone too much and too long. That's why when some feedback will come in and say that, hey, you need to change your mom's character to be slightly higher pitch, slightly lower pitch. And because they are unfamiliar doing that, then they sound very awkward and weird doing it, right? But here's the thing, when it comes to speaking authentically, we all have the capabilities to change our voice to sound natural. It only takes more practice. So if you still sound weird or inauthentic, it means that you have not practiced enough. Yeah. I'm sure you've met people when you communicate with them, they're so expressive, right? They can really change their voice and make things sound exciting. My mom is one of that persons. Yeah, and she does a lot of that. Yeah, she practices a lot of that. And it sounds natural to her. So I believe you need to practice more if you feel that way. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Mark, for that wonderful and very detailed and answer. What about the online audience? Do you have any questions? You can just unmute yourself and ask away.
There is a question in the chat box.
There is a question in the chat box. Gary says, it might be a silly question. Any way to practice authenticity? I think it was.
Yeah, Gary, just keep speaking. Yeah. Keep speaking, keep recording, and then try to implement it in your speech.
Thank you very much for that, Mas. And there's another question here from Chief How to have a loud and clear voice?
Okay, good question. When it comes to having a loud and clear voice, the first thing we must remember is that it takes effort to be loud. It's not something that we speak very naturally. Even right now, as I'm speaking, I'm trying my best to be loud. Yeah. So we need to keep this in mind, because sometimes when you say I'm soft naturally, I don't speak very loud, but you need to put in the effort to speak loud. The second thing, that is something that we normally teach as well, is your speaking target needs to be clear. Typically, if I'm speaking to Sajini now, my target is quite close. I don't have to speak like I'm on stage with 500 people. She'll go deaf right now. Yeah. But if Sajini suddenly moves all the way to the back, we need to change and be aware of our new target. That's where our voice automatically increases. So if I'm speaking to Robert right now, I need to throw a little bit louder as compared to Curly right now. So you need to be conscious of where your vocal target is, and you need to know that it's an effort to put in for you. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much. Sabara, if you're online, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, I used to visit. Yeah.
Hi, Savaria.
Hi. Okay, I have a question. I think it's related to the first question. Now, I want to ask about volume of the voice. Because sometimes I speak about very solemn or very, what I call, medical challenge situation about in the hospital, about being sick and things like that. So, but people were telling me, during contests, to pick up my voice, to increase my voice. So then I felt that, when I want to speak about something low or something very medical, I tend to increase my voice. Please say something about it, Thank you.
Thank you, Sabaria. Right. So, every speaker has a different range, correct? Sometimes when we speak loud, people will tell, oh, Mahathir, pull down a bit. Oh, cannot hear me. Mic is off. Woo! Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm muted.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, please join audio.
No, there's no need to.
Okay. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm used to the other ones.
Can you hear anything?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Which one?
On the left.
This one?
Yeah.
That's
Can you hear me? They cannot hear us.
Oh, we can hear you.
Is the mic on?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, can.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Okay, thank you, Sabaria. No worries, we heard you loud and clear. Yeah. Oh, we heard you loud and clear.
Now, yes.
Just now also we heard you loud and clear.
Okay, I think you move back, right? So you just, yeah. You just, when you move back, right, it gets muted.
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. So I should move forward, right?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Move however you want. There's a lot.
Alright, so thank you, Sabaria. I heard your question. So your question is, in moments when you feel down, sharing about hospital moments, you tend to put your volume lower, correct? And some people say you need to bump it up. But here's the thing, it works on the flip side as well. People who are loud naturally, people say, hey, you should tone down, it's a bit too much, right? But here's the thing, it needs not about who we are as a speaker, we need to focus more on how the audience receives our message. So if one person says it, I think we can still consider. But if many people start saying that, hey, Sabaria, I think you need to really speak up this moment, then it's good feedback that we need to volume up. Even though we're down, we're sad, but we can still sound down and sad, but still maintain the volume. For example, you can say, I'm really down in a hospital, I'm lying there, painful, right? The volume is still there. So we need to follow what the audience wants rather than what we as a speaker feel is right for them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the question, Sabaria.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you, Sabaria, for that question. Any more questions from the online and offline audience?
Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Yes, and you are?
Okay, so yeah, I just have one question, two questions actually. So the first question I have is, the feedback I received when I delivered my speech in a contest previously was, my speech was like a collection of ideas. The person said it was like a collection of ideas. It was not like a method whereby everything I say gives a congruent message. So that was the feedback I received. So he said because it was like a collection of ideas, it's not like, it's not like a winning speech. So he said if I want to deliver a speech which is a winning speech, then my message all my points must be in line to deliver a congruent message. So my question to Mahathir is, how do we, bring up our points to deliver one congruent message? So that is the first question. Then the second question I have is, okay, unlike other speakers who always say that their voice is soft, my problem is people say that my voice is too loud, and they say that it's like I'm yelling, but I'm not yelling. Naturally, I have a loud voice. So, how do you manage the vocal variety on stage, to be a bit softer and of course, so these are my two correctives to our champion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kugan. Thank you. So I'm going to start with question number 2 first on how do you play with your voice. I think that is the same thing as I mentioned earlier, is your vocal target. If you tend to speak to the last person in the row, generally the whole audience can hear. If you speak beyond the last row, then of course more people can hear, but the front may also feel a bit jarring or too loud, correct? So it's all about how do we find the balance. So maybe you want to shift your target closer. Maybe if you're sitting in a room with 5 rows, right, and you're naturally very loud, speak to row number 3. Yeah, try to change and focus your vocal targets there. Maybe this will be able to figure it out. Yeah. Number 2, the first question: how do you string things together so that you have a congruent message? Okay, when you start crafting a speech, this is the critical part. You need to get clear with something called your ATO. Who's your audience? What's your topic? What's your objective? My audience is Toastmasters members. My speech is about being grateful. By the end of my speech, I want my audience to start being grateful. When you have a clear ATO, then it's hard for you to go off tangent from your speech. Very difficult. But if we don't have a clear ATO, then we start to think that maybe this story can come in, maybe this story can come in. So we may have that clashing of messages right there. So every speech, every story, every anecdote in your entire presentation needs to get clear with the ATO. Then you start to see, this word may not fit here, this story may not fit with being grateful. Then you see that way. Does that answer your question, Kugan?
Yes, it answers my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kugan.
Thank you very much, Kugan, for that question. Looks like there are many more questions coming in. And what we shall do is, because we are already just a little bit over time, the questions will be answered by our champ. Unless you does not mind taking the questions now, and we'll just shorten our break there, right? So we have this question from Sheikh Muhammad: how to ensure our continuity in our speech story?
How to ensure continuity in speech story? For me, this is very personal. Different people have different styles, different strategies. But if you want to connect your speech fluidly, again, get clear with your ATO so you find the right stories to put in. But also number 2 is you want to make sure that the transition is believable. This is one of the more important parts. When I started out in my speech for this year's contest, one part of my story was a little bit, the transition was very weird, it doesn't flow well. Then I asked my wife Jolene, I asked a lot of people, how can I make sure that it flows better this way? So when they share with me the idea, oh, maybe you need to make a parallel example so that it flows nicely, so it's not like 2 separate stories stand alone for no reason. So we tried that and it works. So different people, different styles, but make sure that the transition flows in a very believable manner. Even if you say, I go back to this time, then is it believable or not? Yeah, I hope that answers your question, yeah?
And we'll take one final question. What is the meaning of APO?
ATO, sorry, my pronunciation may not be clear. Audience, topic, objective. Audience, topic, objective.
Thank you very much for all the questions. Wow, our online audience is so active and so happy. There's more and more people coming in, and so is our offline audience. Now with that
question.
Okay. Yeah.
One final question. Yes.
I have a question here whereby how to manage between being, you mentioned overly dramatic and all that, so how to make a balance in terms of that drama and still have that gestures and etc. But because sometimes when, for example, this sometimes club contest is at the online level first, so when it's on an online Zoom, then you are limited to the Zoom screen, so some actions would be too boring and you don't want to keep having the same action. Then if you have too much, would you be said to be too much dramatic? That's the first question. And the second question regarding the structure of the speech itself. It depends. It's like, let's say example, a speech is on like something on flashback, like what you said in Mahathir just now. The one like if let's say you have a flashback, how do you connect back from starting with a flashback, going to the current, and then back to the flashback? Can you give an example? Thank you.
Okay. Alright, so this year, I'll answer that question first. So this year my speech used that model. Current story, flashback, back to current story again. So I think if you want to come back to the present, you need to have a clear distinction to tell the audience, flashback over, here is it. But of course you don't use those words like flashback over, come here. Yeah? You want to make it sound more seamless, right? When I look from that story, I start to realize that I've learned this, something along that lines. But of course, play around. Different speech, different styles, different writing can affect that movement. The first question you were asking, if it's too much gesture when you're doing online, and you have to do it more because it's online, right? I don't think that is the case. Because whether you're doing online or offline, your presentation styles are only a little bit different. Little bit, it's not that much. Because if you're doing online, my recommendation is, of course, find a nice area, like something like this, but a little bit more close up. So you're still able to move left, right, front, back when you're giving your presentation. So nothing much will change in terms of your gestures, your facial expression, nothing much. In fact, when you're so close up, people can see your expression even more. The year I competed with, in the 2022, the second place winner is Alexon Matt. And he was an online speaker, and people would say, wow, his facial expression is really top-notch. Because it's close up, people can see his facial expression. So you don't have to exaggerate when you are online. You still have to be authentic. So who you are on the stage, or whether you're competing online, it should not be too far different. The only difference is the medium, which means, okay, now I have to walk further, I have to walk further front, further back. That would be the only difference. I hope that answers your question, Catherine.
Thank you very much, Mas, for answering all those questions. We have still a number of questions.
There's one question, Sajini.
Yes, Dr. Cyrus.
Lee, from beginning, she has been asking this question. Can I read it for you? In daily life, I'm not a person who speaks very emotionally. If I try to speak authentically, it's going to be my normal way. If I try, I will exaggerate the emotion, and that sounds weird. Is there a solution to this?
Okay.
From Lee.
Okay, thank you so much, Lee. So I think this will answer the same way as Kajin as well. Sometimes we may sound exaggerated or sound awkward, right? Because we don't practice enough. Because we are not comfortable using a different spectrum of our voice. Just like a piano. Maybe right now we are comfortable playing with 8 keys, but we need to start exploring the further ups, the further downs. And the more we start speaking in this way, like I'm speaking high pitch right now, it will be more natural to us. And once you own that naturality, audience will feel the naturality. That's number one. But number two, I'm not a fan of over-exaggeration on the stage. I don't like the theatrics, the like, oh, I never like that. To me, I've always told myself, I'm watching a speech, not a Hollywood drama. So I love to see how you can use your words to help me feel a certain way. So maybe when you are having that emotional moment, that emotional downs, right? You may not need to show us exactly how down you felt or how frustrated you felt. Maybe you could just say a few words and a few facial expressions to show that. And I think we will get the message. Thanks, Lee. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for all the questions. I know I can see some more coming in on the Zoom chat. I think our speaker will be more than happy to in the essence of time, we would like to keep to the agenda. And we would like to definitely thank our speaker, Mas Mahathir, for taking his time to come here today and share his learning and experiences with us. Give him a big round of applause. And we would like to acknowledge and appreciate his presence here today, and for that we would like to invite our District Director of District 102, Dr. Yvonne Leong, to come on stage, Program Committee Director, Distinguished Toastmasters Governor, and also our Club Growth Director, Kaja Mugan, and of course not forgetting our lead contest and contest director of District 102 to come on stage to present a certificate of appreciation and a token